Hi guys, welcome back to Rts Share Tea, where respiratory therapists live out loud. With me, your host, Linda Fry, the Asthma Lady. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome to anyone new. And I just wanted to say thank you to last week's guest co-host, Dr. Cameron Michaels, who was here on our show with us. And we just wanted to say thank you so much for dropping those gems on just how to navigate through our careers, career management, and higher education. So he was really dropping true gems on that episode. So very happy, and I'm hoping that he'll visit us and come back as a guest co-host because he has a little more to share. So I'm gonna see if I can try to make that happen. All right, guys. So today's episode, we are talking about seasonal blues and asthma and cuffing season, right? So the season is changing. The season is changing, and we already just started to talk about what we already spoke about previous episode about September asthma peak month, which is the month where asthma flare-ups are the highest, and that's because of a lot of things. Weather changes, it being a time of anxiety because vacation time is over and everybody's back into the swing of things, and folks are more indoors, right? So now we have the easy spread of germs, so viruses, we have our COVID, our RSVs, we have our flu, cold season, so all that good stuff. So all this flares up around September and the autumn season. So now we are talking about the autumn blues, seasonal depression, asthma flare-ups, and those as triggers, cuffing season, and how to just navigate through the autumn blues. Yes. In autumn, the fall season, we have some folks that go through seasonal depression. So this is just where we have mood swings, irritability, anxiety, and this can be for a number of things, right? So this can be related to just being around less sunlight. So we have to remember during autumn, days are getting shorter. So the sunlight, which provides us with our vitamin D, this helps to regulate the production of serotonin and dopamine. So these are just those feel-good neurotransmitters that happen in our brain. So those are mood enhancers, right? So those are our happy vibes. So like I was saying, we have shorter days, and we have, because of the cooler weather, folks staying inside more, doing less outdoor activities. And once again, just not having as much access to natural sunlight. So this can contribute to those seasonal blues. On the other end, we have holiday season around the corner. So things like Thanksgiving, where this might also flare up some anxiety because now you can be around family members that you're usually not around, where you probably may have had a conflict or unresolved issues. We have folks that, let's not forget this is an election season, so you might be involved in conversations that you don't want to have around holiday time, right? So this might cause anxiety and depression. We also have anxiety around, those who have food allergies, right? And being that person, it's like, oh, you can't eat this, you can't be that. And, you don't want to be the burden during the holiday season. So that can cause anxiety. And also for those of us that have asthma and folks that during the season love their scented candles and, you know, all these, having these different types of smells in the home, and having to deal with that around the holiday time. So this can also lead to emotional triggers and asthma triggers associated with anxiety and depression. The autumn season, right? So fall time is usually a time where we're usually more indoors and can be lonely, right? So some folks start to feel lonely around this time, because once again, we're less outside because of the colder weather. And so this time usually is also called cuffing season. And what cuffing season is usually a rise in a time where people are looking for companionship during the colder season, right? So you're just looking for that person to snuggle up with, you know, to Netflix and chill, have that cup of warm cocoa and, you know, share that blanket with. So just that season. So folks usually start to feel lonely around this time. And that's one of those coping mechanisms that folks use around this time. So it's a trending topic right now of how to find your right cuffing boo, you know, your cuffing bae or whatnot around this time, and helping fighting that loneliness. But know that there are other ways to also help navigate through seasonal depression and just fighting those autumn blues. You can do things like just check in with your good friends and family. What I like to do with my out-of-state good friends is I'll usually do we'll do a sip and chat. So that's kind of like something that we do quarterly or, you know, every other month, where we check in on each other. Hey, you know, what's new? We'll pick an activity that we can do together and sip on some good wine, right? And share all the tea. Yeah, so it's a good time. So just doing stuff like that, checking in on friends and family, and, you know, to combat that loneliness feeling. You can also consider joining different groups, and, you know, where you have passions, where, you know, things that you're just passionate about, you know, and just being around like-minded people. So, you know, joining virtual groups and, you know, linking through that, and, you know, that can help out with the fighting asthma blues. Also volunteering. I volunteer for my church food pantry, and this helps me a lot, especially since I've started working more at home, running my own business. Sometimes I miss being just that feeling of a community, you know, walking into work and everybody saying good morning and, you know, eating breakfast with people. And I think volunteering helps me to feel a part of something bigger beyond myself. So volunteering for my church food pantry has helped me a lot with that. So that's something to consider. And if those things are not helping, you can also consider, you know, really seeking professional help. You know, our mental health is everything, right? So this would be an ideal time, if you really feel like this is a struggle, to just get some professional help. You know, all of us in some shape or form, once or twice in our lives, usually need some type of help. So it's just a good habit to have, to know that let me go get the help that I need. And also consider just staying active around this time. You know, just making sure that you're moving around. Your body is just, you know, you're doing great stretches and breathing exercises, resistance training, just doing small workouts at home. You know, you don't necessarily have to be at the gym. You can do things at home. So consider things like that. Once again, just link it with like-minded people, or, you know, getting together with a meetup if you do want to go outside. So you can still consider that. And also just realize that loneliness is a natural part of life as well. So there are times in our life when being alone is actually good for us. So it gives us time to reflect and really go through the self-awareness journey. So just remembering that there's also a time when we need to be alone, and that it's okay. It's just okay, and accepting it. So, yeah. So for those of us that have asthma and allergies, if you feel like your asthma is being triggered because of seasonal depression, anxiety, just dealing with any of these things, consider going back to your asthma specialist or your provider and let them know what's going on. Remember to keep track of these things, write them down, put them in your phone so you can remember the details, and you can go back to your provider, and you guys can work as a team and do the detective work together to figure out a treatment plan, an action plan that works for you, right guys? So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you learned something here from me today. I hope you find that cuffing boo for this season, or that you are just living your best life, okay, around this time. And remember, there are plenty of things that you can do, and thank you so much for being here with us. All right, guys, remember that there is so much more to come, and we are growing together. All right, so we are on most podcast platforms on Wednesdays, and we are on YouTube on Thursdays. Oh, for any of you guys that are looking for support in regards to asthma and allergies, don't forget that I am a program advisor for the Facebook group, the Black Women's Asthma Alliance. So look us up, and I will have the description for that group in the descriptions. All right, guys. So I'll see you next time. And remember to invest in yourself and to only compete with yesterday's version of you. Have a good one. Bye.